Guys, you've got to know this, okay? In the background, I've got alcohol experiments happening, but in the foreground, the most important thing you will understand ever. This has to be part of your monkey brain before you become a human. Okay? How do you sharpen a knife? This is a weird knife, okay? It's got some little ridges in here. It's got some ridges in here. It's a weird knife. I actually like this knife because having gone choppy, 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 I can scoop and throw it into the pan. It's a good cooking knife. It's not a good knife for showing you how to sharpen a knife. But I'm going to show you with this knife anyway. All right, step 1, primary sharpen. And the most important thing, I don't care if you hate the sound. My middle son, he hates this sound. By the way, this knife was already sharp when I started. I don't care. Showing you how to sharpen is more important. The most important thing is how to bevel. What's a bevel? If you don't know what a bevel is, the rest of it is meaningless. You can rub it in circles all day long and it won't sharpen. But what is a bevel? It's simple when you know what you're looking for. First pass is you go very shallow. What you're doing is you're removing metal, okay? And you do that by rubbing it against your stone. It's grit that's bonded together. Doesn't matter if you're Conan the Barbarian or if you are Gordon Ramsay's. You sharpen your knife, you sharpen your sword the same way, okay? The first pass is very shallow. You're moving a lot of material off, not because that's sharpening your knife, but it's prepping the edge. And you get rid of that grit, okay? And you do the other side. There's flat. There's a very, very shallow cut. And you might think, oh, that's all you need to do. No! That's the first step. By the way, my son, who's a chef, is cringing at me right now. He was at a restaurant that only did salads, and one of the salads they did was a chicken salad, and what he did, because he's a smart guy, is he took a kitchen towel, wetted it, and then on top of that, he put the plastic cutting bit and cut the chicken. And the boss said, "Why are you doing that?" And my son was like, "Because here is your polymer platter." Well, polymer platter, right? Pushy, 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 and it scooted all over. Now, you do the same thing on a wet towel, and it stays put. Literally, it is glued via the towel down to the table. It's much safer when you're going choppy, choppy, choppy. Okay. My son, I have a dry towel. He is cringing, and he's right. I'm only doing it with a dry towel because it's easier for the video. All right. First pass. very shallow, okay? And get rid of the grit. Other side. You don't do just one side, you do both sides. And this is the coarse layer. Very shallow. It gets rid of material. Okay? Oh, look. But wait. There's more. This is the fine layer. I've already cleaned both sides of this stone. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a line. Dang it. Man, in the video, I don't know that you can actually see it. It's a two-piece stone, coarse and fine, on the same stone. How cool is that? The people that put it together knew what they were doing. Okay, second side. No, you do not do it to the same inclination. You increase the angle, not severely. A couple of degrees, that's all you need. You are not trying to polish that which you just ground. You're only working on the leading edge, okay? Now we go to the other side, and again, it's not the first, it's the second. So you increase the angle. Again, this is called a bevel. Okay, and now, if you test it, it has the start of an edge. You can feel the burr. I can. You might not. But yeah, I can feel it as you scribe it across your finger. You can feel a little bit of drag. I'm not trying to slice my finger. That's not it. But what happens is the metal folds over when you have it right. If it's not right, it's not folded over. You need to stay with the primary. All right. This is from the hardware store. A very nifty tool. It has two sides. That's the shiny side. That's the dull side. We start with the dull side, okay? Again, wipe the blade. You do not want to transfer the coarse grit to the fine grit. So, what we've got here is, and again, no, you do not do a long grind. You do a short grind. You're only working on the edge. You're not working on the whole thing. This is a third level bevel. Can you hear it? Probably not. That's fine. I'm not taking off a lot of material. But I'm also cleaning the knife between sides. Okay? Both sides. Okay? From the green to the red. Final. This is very fine. It's like got diamonds like epoxied onto the surface, and these are very, very, very fine diamonds, okay? There's primary, secondary, tertiary, and I'm only going to do the final. That means I'm only polishing off the edge. I'm not polishing off the entire blade. I don't care what Conan looks like when he's polishing. No. This is simple. Okay, and the other side. It's a much increased angle. It might be as much as 20 degrees. First would be 5, then 7, then 10. I'm only polishing the edge. I'm not polishing the entire blade. You can sometimes see it. If everything is pretty, you see the shine across the surface? Yeah, that's easy. Can you see the shine on the edge? No. Very hard. But I've only polished the edge. And at this point, yeah, it's a good edge. All right. Of course, I've got to prove it because nobody believes it if you don't cut shit. There's an onion. Okay? Probably be better if I used a tomato, but okay. If you have to press, you haven't sharpened your blade. Okay? I'm not pressing. Everything happens because of the edge. And if I'm good, I will not cut my finger because that would go in the outtakes video, right? My son, he's a chef. You're a chef when you can fix all of your mistakes on the fly. Other than that, you're a cook. Me, I'm not even up to a cook. And I'm happy. I feed myself. That's all I need to do. But when you're a chef and you're feeding 100 people per meal, you need to be able to do it right when it hits the plate. Okay? I can't do that. It doesn't bother me. Whether it takes me 3 minutes or 7 minutes or a minute and a half makes no difference. None whatsoever. What makes a difference is, did I cut my finger? That's important. Okay? What does my son do when he gets to work, having gone through traffic? The first thing he does, he sharpens his knives. The other people that work with him think he's a moron. They think he's like anal compulsive. And maybe he is, but you know what? When you don't have to force the knife through the product, you don't make mistakes. You don't slide off into a finger. That's bad, right? Part of the reason every day he sharpens his knives is it centers him. It reminds him that he's working. It reminds him that this is his job. This is what he does to feed his family. He feeds other people to feed his family. How cool is that? But when you sharpen your knife, everything becomes easier. Okay? Get the right tools. Sharpen your knife. Learn how to do it. Not just my video. Learn how to sharpen your knife.